Good morning. It is February 8th, and I'm making a video as a statement of faith or a launch, so to speak, so that I create the peer pressure so I follow through with it. I guess is it. I'm kind of putting it out there so that it's something for me to follow and get to. Sometimes maybe it's a positive affirmation. I don't know. So I was working out, just got back from working out. My good buddy Andres called me, said, "How's the job hunt going?" Well, it sucks. Looking for C-level jobs in this economy is tough. It's tough when, you have so much that you've done in your life that can't be put on a resume. And then the resumes go through some AI engine. So as usual, life is about who you know, not a computer. So thinking about what I can do after sitting around for 3 months, not shaving much, hate shaving, but what can I do? What am I good at? What are my skills? And I can't make another piece of wood out of my wood shop to make me happy. So I'm going to start a business. So here we go. Until I find a C-level job or something happens, that's what's going to happen. And so where did I come from? Where am I going? We started Red Fusion Media in 1998. It's still going. We got an opportunity. I think the big part was I worked with more than probably 400 clients. And so I got to see inside 400 businesses, talk about their pricing, talk about their markets, talk about their niches. Marketing truly is the centerpiece of all businesses. And so I got to see all of that. Not many people have that experience. I took that theory and the things I was doing in consulting, and I left because I got tired of not kind of crossing the goal line. Your client crosses the goal line. In a sense, that it's just not tangible, I guess. I got the opportunity to go over to Microdyne with the Brown family, and it was great because I got to learn the business from the marketing sales side, got up over to the other side, which is operations. I became the COO as I was making decisions daily on all sorts of stuff and working with the owners. Really grateful for that experience, but also enjoyed it because you get to make a tangible product. You're making plastic things, and so how do you get the resin in the building? How do you pay for it? How do you build relationships? How do you sell it? Who's buying? Multiple markets that we serve. So very interesting. And so I went from 20 years of thinking and 5 years of doing. So it was like I got multiple PhDs in thinking and one job to prove it out. I'm going to build a company called Fractonic. I like the idea of fractals, and that fractals kind of go in on themselves. They contain everything inside them. They repeat. Very interesting idea. Go Google it. And a tonic, not like a gin and tonic, although those are great, but tonic in terms of medicine, the cure. And so fractals and the cure, everything's included in the fractal. You have the cure, boom, Fractonic. It's not in the lexicon. That's actually why I liked it the most, that nobody had ever used the word ever, so I can own all that branding. But one of the things I think I'll do is that, over the last number of years, other than Red Fusion Media, I was involved very deeply in the American Advertising Federation at the board level, at the local, and became the president there, moved up to the national and became the Western Region chair. In those 10 years of being on board, you get to know your competitor, which is amazing. Everybody should know their competitor and have a beer with them. And then you get to have beers with the CEOs, CFOs, CMOs of the biggest advertising agencies in the world. And it's great to be a fly on the wall, even though that's not an industry I actually enjoy or want to be in. But wow, those are really interesting people. And so now you get to be friends with them and learn what they're doing. I spent a number of years over at the University of Redlands teaching. I taught social media back when Facebook was cool. I also taught marketing statistics, a lot of fun there. Got then the opportunity to move over to Oak Valley College. Found that much more gratifying because, these kids over here only are getting a business degree. They have teachers that have all been in business, which is so important. And so that is just, I always thought that if at my 18th birthday I decided I wanted to be a coach, I would have been an offensive coordinator for a football team because that's what I'm good at. I like being up top. I like seeing the field. I like calling the play. I know that there's another play. I can adjust another play. That's what business is. And then the mentorship of coaching is a big thing. And I coach the kids quite a bit. The pictures are up in the back. It's so important. And so that's kind of where I'm going to go with the theme of all of these things. And I like the idea of the journey. I've been talking about the journey back in the Red Fusion days of business isn't a yes or no, black or white thing. It's a journey. And to get to the top of this mountain over here, you take some steps and some are stupid. You might trip on a rock. You might see a snake, You might think you can get to the top of the hill just by getting a machete and just whacking every bush in front of you. Or you can get smarter every time and eventually find a niche or a trail and head up a little easier. And so I'm going to take all these experiences, I'm going to bundle them into some brands. Fractonic is going to be a holder of brands. That's really what I want it to be. I'm going to be doing some stuff with Onyx. They just right in my wheelhouse on lead generation in my last 5 years. Buster Cluck is just a play on words for my chickens. I don't know what I'm going to do with my chickens, but my wife named him Fuster Cluck. We have a Fuster Cluck hobby farm in the backyard now. But there's some interesting online things I can do with that. So that's kind of my back pocket. Echo, tell you what, Echo's been killing it. Gina's been making money. She's been going to shows. Echo enjoys it. Gina's hobby is great. She's paid for her hobby. So I'm going to turn Echo Speckles into a little more of a brand, and we're going to go do some things with that. If anything, I'll pay for Gina's gas money for her Jeep, and maybe we'll pay for her Jeep payments too with it. Build a brand, mostly online, because I think what has happened in the time I went away from marketing is that AI, some of these tricks and things happening with revenue streams online, faceless YouTube channels, you know, ecosystems for coaching, pretty interesting. And so I think all of that's going to be tied back together in a way where I can tell a journey for brands and products and maybe assets, and I can tie that together into some value that I'll put under Fractonic. And if a C-level job just lands in my lap, I'll take it because I'll have this be the secondary thing. But the fact of the matter is, sitting around for a few months, not doing much as a man who has always gotten up and gone to work, gets old. Gets really old. So, you know, you got to do something, and maybe this will be a reason they'll force me to shave at some point. But if anything, it's going to be something where I can take the years and years and years and experiences and tell somebody who has that same question about something, here's what happened to me, or here's what happened to my client, and maybe you should, you know, veer a little bit. Should be fun because it's something I can do sitting here in front of the pictures of the boys, and I can still play with Echo if she needs the ball. And it can build some real value for some stuff that aren't necessarily tied to consulting hours. Maybe it might be some consulting. Maybe it'll be some fractional work, you know, fractional and fractonic. Maybe that would happen. But otherwise, I really think this video is for me, but I'm putting it out there to kind of create the goal line. And in 10 years, I want to watch this video and say, wow, that was pretty interesting. I achieved some stuff there, and it should be fun. So thanks for listening.